Howdy folks, and welcome back to another lesson here at My Bluegrass Romance. My name's Jake, and today we're looking at the classic tune Wildwood Flower. Today we're looking at a cross-picking solo. I hope you like it. Essentially, don't get too freaked out by this one. It's one kind of cross-picking phrase that gets repeated twice, and then I put in sort of a double stop portion. And then it goes back to that original cross-picking phrase. So if you get through the first chunk of this video, you've really gotten sort of the lion's share. This solo sounds something like this. Let's just kick it right off. We're going to break it down by sort of measures or phrases. And the first phrase is right here. It's a downstroke, right? On your D string here. You're playing your E note, and then an upstroke on your A, and then a downstroke on your F, and up on A again. And when you learn these slow, another note is that you're going to hear melody notes. Like in this case, the melody notes are, and the A are just kind of these open A notes, these upstrokes are kind of like filler notes. So if you play this really slow, it might not sound like Wildwood Flower, but again, if you practice it and once you get up to speed, you'll start to hear that melody start to fill in. So just kind of stick with it. So again, that first phrase. And then I'm going to end that with a slide up here to my 5th fret, which is my G note. Again, I play first finger, second finger, slide. So get that phrase down. That downstroke is the first note of your next phrase. So the next phrase is a little bit tricky, but you're going to play a downstroke here, then put your first finger down on the C, and play 2 upstrokes. So it's going to be, if you imagine the slide, practice just that from your previous note, from the previous phrase. Once you've got that down, your next note is here, 7th fret. Play those same notes. So hear how that's starting to go together? One more time slow. From the very beginning would be, and then end right here, that phrase, on your 5th fret. Back to that G. So all the way up to that point, it would sound 1 and 2 and. You can slowly start to hear that melody filling in. Now that phrase, you're going to end with one more upstroke way up here on the E string. So totally that intro, those first 2 measures, the pickup measure and then the actual first measure would be. If you're enjoying this lesson, I invite you over to patreon.com/mybluegrassromance, where I've got the tablature, notation, and backing tracks for not only this version of Wildwood Flower, but also a Cody Schuler, kind of a simpler version in some ways and a little bit more difficult in others. He plays the melody very simply in that other solo, but then he does this like beautiful tremolo, and I've got that over there again at patreon.com/mybluegrassromance, along with all sorts of other stuff to inspire your mandolin picking. So from here, that upstroke, I move my middle finger down here and I play the 2nd fret. Now, I could play from here, but you might have heard that. Do you hear how this note, this note that's sounding, it ends as soon as I lift up, right? I can't make that sustain and lift off my finger, right? So if I hold my middle finger on it and I play, and I slide down, that note sustains ever so slightly. And I find that when you're playing this cross-picking style solo, it really works to slide that finger down to your second fret instead of picking it up and going to your first fret. It sustains that note, and to me it feels more natural. So practice going from down to there. And again, I play, if that makes sense. Let me play it one more time. And that note is the beginning of my next measure. And that next measure is going to go. So again, I'm moving my middle finger. I landed here. I played down, up, down on the third, up, and then I went to my first finger, down. So one more time from the top. And I did that same thing, sort of that second phrase, similar to the second measure. Where that very last note is that upstroke on the E string. Again, filling it up as I move along in the solo. So from that phrase, which again starts on your middle finger, your next measure is so what I'm doing there is I'm playing a downstroke, two upstrokes, another downstroke on the second fret, two more open, which are both upstrokes, and then down, up, down. So that phrase would be again. Again, practice these nice and slow until you get them very fluid. So from the beginning of the tune, it's going to sound like this. Now don't freak out. If you've gotten that far, that is the lion's share of the cross picking for this entire break. It's going to get repeated. But from that measure, what's going to happen, you ended on this fifth note, this fifth fret here on your G string, your C note. If you counted that measure, it's going to sound like this. This next measure is 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. It's just kind of a bluegrass ending lick. Again, that's 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. It's the fifth fret, and then on 2 you're playing your C note up here in the third, and then on the and of 2 you're playing that G. Then 3, on beat 3 you're playing the third fret on your E, on your F note, and then open, then slide 1 to 2, then end on your C there again. So in total that sounded like 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Now if we put that with our whole first phrase, it's going to go like this. 1, and 2, and. Then we repeat that phrase. All right, so that's the first 2 phrases of cross-picking Wildwood Flower. The last phrase of the first 2 cross-picking parts ends with a From there, that's on beat 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my pickup notes into this double stop section. 3, 4, and then I play this double stop. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So this section again starts 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So from the coming out of the cross picking part, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I'm just moving this finger, that's it. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. So moving on, I go down to this 3rd fret by itself. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. The next double stop is going to be this. Stay on that 3rd fret there, but just put your middle finger down here on the 5th fret. It's going to be on the 2nd beat in that measure. 2 and 3 and 4. So let's put that together. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. At the very end of that, we're going to go 2 and 3 and 4 and. You're just going to put your ring finger down here on this G sharp, right? 2 and 3 and 4 and it's leading into this double stop. It's just kind of a passing note. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That's on your 7th and 3rd. So let's put that all together from the beginning of the double stop section. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And then I'm putting this middle finger down. So from this beginning of that measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then I do this, and 1. Let me play that measure with the beginning of the next. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Let's play that whole little chunk. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And once you've got that, you go back into that cross picking. So you ended on beat 1, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And you've played the entirety of it. At the very end, you've got one measure of just kind of strumming before the next person plays their break, or the end of the tune, when you kind of strum that final C chord. And you could add another 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Or a slight variation of that is playing like 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. It's very slightly different. Again, it's instead of going 1, 2, and doing that phrase, you're playing 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. As opposed to, it's just adds a little bit, of difference. So let me play the whole thing here.